Subject: Ditching procedure, B-29s with 4-gun turret. Ditching procedure. 1. The first series of ditching positions for the B-29 were suggested by the Boeing Aircraft Company, manufacturers of the aircraft. These positions were on trial, but were as logical as could be devised without actual ditching experience. The Boeing procedure and its various modifications have all been steps in the right direction. Changes have been based on actual ditching experience, and procedures set forth here are results of all ditching experiences to date. They are not to be considered permanent. As new ditching characteristics of the B-29 are learned, they will be incorporated to assure the safest procedures possible. 2. The importance of these approved methods cannot be stressed too highly. Modifications in these procedures may not be made at the discretion of the airplane commander. 3. Experience to date proves that ditching characteristics of the B-29 are superior to those of any other aircraft now used by the Army Air Forces. The greatest factor in ditching is the airplane's buoyancy qualities. The B-29 has demonstrated, even during mediocre ditchings, that it will stay afloat for long periods and does not sink easily. On a moderately successful ditching, the aircraft is apt to stay afloat for at least 10-20 minutes and may float for several hours. 4. Ditching impacts are severe. Every precaution must be taken to pad against impact in the ditching position. Parachute, cushions, clothing, etc. will be used for this purpose. The flak helmet will be worn only when the head can be braced against something substantial. In all positions, the legs should be flexed to absorb the effects of a sudden jar. 5. When injured crew members are aboard, they will be put in the proper positions and/or supported between the legs of other crew position. This may be difficult, but it has proven successful on numerous occasions. 6. Ditching position practice, as a part of completed ditching drill, is a must for all combat crews. Every step in ditching procedure must be practiced and learned thoroughly by the entire crew as a unit in order to eliminate confusion. Practice it against time until the entire process becomes second nature. Paragraphs 7 through 91 are ditching procedure instructions for the various B-29 crew positions. These are reproduced separately for insertion in the applicable SOPs for these positions. 92. If time permits, take one or more parachutes from the ditched aircraft. The silk can be used to catch rainwater and the shrouds have no end of use. The web belt, which supports the canteen, should be buckled on after removal of flak vests. 93. Prior to ditching, all escape hatches will be jettisoned or opened to prevent jamming in the event that the fuselage accordions. 94. An important phase of crew cooperation is the estimation of time remaining aloft and the position where the ditching will take place. The most efficient air-sea rescue agency is only as efficient as the cooperation it receives from crews in distress. The rescue agency must get notification of the ditching and the position. Crews must practice transmitting procedure until it becomes SOP. The engineer, with the information available, will make an estimate as to the time remaining aloft. This information will pass to the navigator who, on the basis of the information supplied, will estimate the position of ditching. The position will be given to the radio operator who will transmit the information to personnel who can effect a rescue. 95. This system of cooperation will not always be applicable, but it is a framework for crew cooperation. Equipment. 96. Combat crews are subject to last-minute changes in aircraft. Therefore, it is essential to standardize the location of emergency equipment within the aircraft. Individual responsibility for the removal of this equipment must also be fixed. 97. The locations of the emergency equipment are based on their accessibility for the crews when in ditching position. 98. The later B-29 aircraft are equipped with the new modified E-2 raft. This raft has its accessory kit lashed to the raft itself. The older type utilizes the A3 raft, which stows the accessory kit in the airplane proper. Changes. 99. As new developments are made in the air-sea rescue field, existing procedures and equipment will be modified. Research in this field is being conducted in the United States as well as in the theaters of operation. The new information, as it becomes available, will be disseminated to the units of the command via publications and by personal equipment officers. Ind. The USA oversent. 100. A combat crew thoroughly trained in procedures and equipment is a crew with plenty of life assurance, which may, one day, pay the largest kind of dividend. Transcriber's note: on this page in the original, the ditching procedure block shown below items A through I and the two NB items was struck out with a large red X. Revised radio-operated ditching procedure instructions were provided on the subsequent page. B29 to 11. Man crew. Radio operator ditching procedure. A. Acknowledge in turn radio operated ditching. B. Remove parachute harness, flak suit and winter flying boots. C. Transmit position, course, altitude and ground speed as received from navigator on DF. Relay fix or bearings obtained to navigator. D. Give DF contact all data without waiting too long for answer. E. Destroy classified material. F. Continue to send emergency signals. On command from pilot to take ditching position, screw down transmitter key. G. Remain at radio operator's seat with safety belt fastened, resting cushioned back and head against upper turret wall. H. After airplane comes to rest, exit through astrodome. I. Inflate life vest and proceed to right wing. EB get Gibson girl, CS578, out. NB. On two gun turrets seated on floor back against reed of engineer's panel or braced in seat. Crash landing. A. Sends position report obtained from navigator. B. Take sitting position on floor with back against pilot's armor plate. Squeeze in with flight engineer and brace foot across the aisle. Pad with chute and cushion. Exit pilot's right window. 2 eggs, engineer's hatch. Quick crash. Lay on floor with feet against engineer's panel or ditching position. Bailout. A. Destroy classified material, etc. B. Send position obtained from navigator. Exit. First man out, nose wheel well. 2x, Bombay. Transcriber's note: 2 different pages were in the original for the radio operator's ditching procedure. This is the second page, IWC. 7 Gen 1945 emergency procedure. B29, 11 or 12 man crew. Radio operator ditching procedure. A. Acknowledge in turn radio operator ditching. B. Remove parachute harness, flak suit and winter flying boots. Wear flying gloves if possible. C. Destroy classified materials, check if setting. D. Continue to send emergency signals. On command of the pilot, clamp down transmitter key. E. Lower the trailing antenna full length, watch current meter and notify AC of height above water when it grounds. 100 to 1 posts. F. Pocket remaining 2 smoke grenades or put in shirt front. Keep grenades in cases. G. Remain in position with safety belt fastened, facing aft, with back, shoulders and head pressing against upper turret wall as close to center as possible, cushioning back and head with parachutes, bracing legs against bulkhead. H. After forward movement of aircraft has ceased, pull both life raft release handles. I. Exit through astrodome to right life raft. NB. Set Gibson, girl CR578, out. Radio operator, crash, landing. A. Sends position report obtained from navigator. B. Takes sitting position on floor with back against pilot's armor plate. Squeeze in with flight engineer and brace foot across the aisle. Exit, engineer's hatch. Secondary exit, pilot's window. Radio operator bailout. A. Destroy classified material. B. Send position obtained from navigator. Exit, nose wheel well, secondary, exit, Bombay. Radio operator, take off. A. Take off position, in seat. B. Procedure, fasten safety belt, face aft and brace head with hands behind neck, shoulders and back against upper turret. If time permits, remove astrodome prior to crash. C. exit, remove parachute and exit through astrodome. Transcriber's note: to allow the information in the fuse chart to be presented within page width restraints, the original table has been reformatted into a multi-line format. Radio operators, Superfortress, fuse chart. Radio set, fuse rating, number, and location purpose. 274N. Command receiver 10 amp, 1 active and 1 spare in each rec. In low V line to DIN. 274N. Command modulator 20 amp, 2 active on right end of modulator and 2 spare on the left end, in low V line to DIN. 348. Liaison receiver 5 amp. In the receiver proper, in LV line to DIN. AN ART 13 Collins transmitter 1 amp. In dynamotor proper, breaks HV line if press, relay fails. 2 circuit breakers on the base of the Collins DIN, in LV input to DIN and LV input, X-mitter. 269G or AN 7 radio comp, 5 amp, 1 active and 1 spare in radio compass relay shield, removes LN15V400, cycle from set. RC43, marker beacon, receiver 10 amp, 1 active and 1 spare in radio compass relay shield. Removes LV from radio comp, and marker beacon, RC, session, interphone 15, amp, 1 active and 1 spare in radio comp. Relay shelled, in LV, line to DIN. An AIC 2, interphone 1 circuit breaker, somewhere near the amplifier, in LV, line to DIN. Antenna reel, 10 amp. Between bombays in fusebox 113 removes LV from motor. Antenna reel relay 2 amp, 1 active and 1 spare in radio comp, relay shulled, removes LV from relay. 522 VHF command 40 amp, fusebox 8862 located on right side fire control room, may have reset switch instead. In LV line to dynamotor. 595-695 if 10 amp, 1 active and 1 spare in radio comp. Relay shulled, in LV line to dynamotor, in 7. Radio operators, suit 20 amp. Engineers aft fuse panel, removes power from suit. RC103 BL, BC 733 D lateral receiver, 10 amp. 1 active and 1 spare in junction shield, fusebox a 586 located behind AAC seat, in LV line to dynamotor. AN 5A, BLR89, AN 5A vertical glide path receiver, 10 amp circuit breaker, on front of junction shield, fusebox A586 behind AAC seat. In LV input to the set. The set has no dynamotor. Transcriber's notes: this is the ditching procedure specifically for a radio operator on a B29. In item 93, all escape hatches change to all escape hatches. Correction in original to first ditching procedure, bailout section, item B, 1 first man out, typed, changed to second man out, handwritten. Thanks for listening to Ditching Procedure. B29s with 4-gun turret.